Welcome into ESPN West Palm. Brian Rowitz with you. And one of the best parts about the summer in Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast is guys and girls from our area giving back with football camps from Boca all the way up to Vero. And that is where we're headed now, to Vero Beach, because Friday night, June 7th, the third annual Shawn O'Dare Youth Camp takes place at a field he once took the part in himself, Vero Beach High School, fifth grade to rising seniors. Shawn O'Dare Foundation. It's free for all children. And joining us now is Shawn O'Dare. Third annual camp now. How crazy is that for you to sit back and be like, wow, year three of this?
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. I feel like we just did the first one and it's really exciting this year. We're going to do Friday Night Lights edition, do it, under the lights of Friday night where, I used to play a lot of these guys, that are going to come down, played Friday nights, and it's exciting for the town, the city, and all the kids that are going to get a shot out there to meet these guys and learn some good football skills.
We know how special football is at the Citrus Bowl on a Friday night. How special is it for you to be able to now give back to that community and give some youth an experience that maybe they wouldn't have gotten in the past?
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, I'm very blessed to be able to do that and very thankful that I'm in a position where, I can bring some of my clients up there, and thankfully now through NIL, the college guys can get involved too. And very thankful to Coach Jay for letting me do it at the field and helping out. And, he does the hard work and just makes me look good. So, very appreciative of him for doing this.
Shawn O'Dare with us, Vero Beach alum, now part of the Rosenhaus Sports Agency. You mentioned Coach Jay. I feel like a legend isn't even a good enough term when it comes to Coach Jay. What does he mean to that Vero Beach community?
I mean, he is Vero Beach at this point. He does a great job, not just on the field, but getting these guys scholarship offers. If it's not at the D1 level, it's other levels, and you can tell he just truly cares. There's some coaches that kind of just do it for the money or, you know, notoriety, but you can tell he's doing it for the love of the game, and he takes these kids on camps throughout the state and throughout the nation to try to get them offers and develop them as men off the field as well. So great guy, very blessed to know him, and call himself a good friend of mine now.
What does it mean for you from a personal standpoint when you have clients, when you have Canes or NFL guys that are willing to give their time and their efforts to coach these kids? What does that mean to you on a personal level?
It means a lot, honestly. Like I try to develop, personal relationships with all my clients, and for them to take the time on a Friday night. I remember when I was in college that, they're going to come up and drive a couple hours to coach a camp and then drive home. It means a lot. It shows their character. It shows that, these guys aren't just good football players, but they're good people off the field, and they enjoy giving back. And it's a big part of what they do. And it means a lot. Some of these guys, this will be the third year that they're coming up for this camp. So means a lot to me, and I make sure to, go to their camps and help as well. But, helping out and doing that means a lot.
Shawn O'Dare Foundation. It's free, fifth graders to rising seniors, Friday night lights edition at the Citrus Bowl. For you, being an agent, representing, doing a lot with Canes, how different has this offseason, the last few offseasons been at this point, with the transfer portal being so prominent as you try and find new homes for your guys? How different was this year for you?
It was different. I mean, we had a couple guys, take different opportunities. Tyler Van Dyke being one of them, who transferred up to Wisconsin. Going to be, a new start for him up there with a great head coach, great offensive coordinator, Phil Longo, who, was Drake May's offensive coordinator, Sam Howell. So expect Tyler to have a big year up there. And Colby Young as well was at Miami, just transferred to Georgia. Going to be a big target for Carson Beck out there. So expect him to have a big year, but always love my Canes too. Guys that, we got done, were able to stay. Xavier Restrepo came back for another year, Jalen Rivers. So expect the Canes to have a big year. Mario going into, his third year. We're, expecting big things.
When it comes to Coach Cristobal, year number three, usually in the past, year three is like, all right, you got your guys in there. With the portal, there's about a turning over rosters and things like that. How important is year three now for Mario, for you, from your perspective as a Canes alum?
I think it's huge. He's brought in his guys. He's done great in the portal from, you know, not just the January window, but the April window as well. So kind of dominated that. He's starting to bring his culture in, his guys in. You can tell just from the recruiting class standpoint that, Miami hasn't had these types of classes, if ever, top five, top three classes. And he's building it in the trenches. Some of the linemen from the offensive and defensive side are just, they're NFL guys. You can tell just looking at them. And Mario's an old school lineman, and he's bringing that hard culture, and no one's going to outwork him. So expect to see the results on the field this year.
Vero Beach alum Shawn O'Dare with us, getting set for his third annual camp Friday night at Vero Beach. When it comes to moving schools, you mentioned a guy like Tyler Van Dyke going to Wisconsin. How much can it just sort of help the college game and help college players say, hey, let me get a different look. Let me go to a different system, a different school. And ultimately that parlays into Sunday success. How does it help these guys on the field?
Yeah, I think it's the norm in college football now. You can look at, last year's Heisman winner Jaden
Yep.
Daniels. He transferred to LSU, won a Heisman. Joe Burrow even transferred. A lot of these guys, Bo Nix, who was a top 10 pick this year for the Broncos, was at Auburn, went to Oregon, restarted his career and had a great year. So I think it's the norm. Sometimes it's a good to get a fresh start from both parties. It's all about the system and how it fits in your culture. And, I think Tyler's going to thrive up there, have a great year, and be right back in the conversation as one of the top quarterbacks in the nation.
As big of a news as the portal is, I feel like the biggest college football news this offseason is come July, NCAA football. We finally get a video game again. How is, from your perspective, from an agent perspective, how have you sort of seen that and getting guys, part of the game now that when you were coming up wasn't even a possibility?
Yeah, it's awesome. These guys are excited for it to be able to, not just be in the game with, number 7 on the back, but actually their last names, right? When we played, it was wide receiver number 7, but now it's going to actually say the last name. So it's very exciting. All the guys are getting a free copy of the game and getting, I believe, $600 to opt in. Some of the stars of the game actually got paid more to promote the game on social media. So that was cool that we got involved and we're able to do that for some of our NIL clients. But it's exciting. I'm excited to play, get out there, go dynasty mode and, see what we can do.
How often, when you were a Canes wide receiver number, how many times you put your name in there and played
Oh,
yourself growing
of
up?
course. Every time, 99 overall, you have to do that, right? So, always a fun time and excited for the game to be back.
The third annual Shawn O'Dare Youth Camp takes place Vero Beach High School Friday Night Lights edition. One of the biggest stories this week, we talk about NIL. It's coming to Florida. It's coming to the high school level. When it comes to NIL, especially now on the high school front, how important is education to players, to coaches, to families, and everyone just knowing what NIL is and how it benefits them?
Yeah, I think that's huge. I think Florida had to do it because other states were already ahead in doing it as well. But I think people have to be realistic, also like if you're not a 5-star, 4-star guy, you have to be realistic of what you think you can get. Even if you're not even a marketable position, the quarterbacks, receivers, those are the top positions where guys get paid, but it's all being, about being realistic and educated on what you can and can't do and how you can remain eligible and whatnot with transferring to different schools and whatnot. So I think education will be a huge part of this. And, I'm happy guys can get paid. Why not?
Yeah, joining the crowd, college, high school, that you have a name, go ahead, mark it, not others doing it. Friday
Exactly.
night, June 7th, Shawn O'Dare Foundation. What is your favorite part about these camps? What are you most looking forward to at the Citrus Bowl on Friday night?
I think just seeing these kids' faces when they see some of these players up close, they watch them on Saturdays and Sundays, and just to get that reaction, that they're actually people, and they're not just on TV, and they get to meet them, talk to them, get an autograph from them, a picture, something like that. And I started this because that was me as a 10-year-old when Kenny Holmes brought Warren Sapp and Dante Culpepper to Vero Beach, and getting to meet those guys and big-eyed, and it was just very cool. And like I said, if I ever had the opportunity to do that in our community, was going to do it. And been blessed enough to do it 3 years now, so it's been awesome.
Friday night, June 7th, under the lights, 5th grade to rising senior, Shawn O'Dare Foundation. It is free for children. The Friday Night Lights edition at the Citrus Bowl in Vero Beach, a Vero Beach alum giving back to the community. Shawn, best of luck for Friday. We'll see you up there, and I appreciate the time.
Appreciate it, Brian. Go Canes.